Yeah, I've been talking about these Marvel shows, Secret Invasion, Loki, but I don't really talk about the other shows that are out right now, and they're very good. So I wanted to give a little bit of respect, a little bit of spotlight to Gen V, the new Amazon The Boys spinoff show that is the college-age superheroes doing, solving mysteries and having college problems and stuff like that. I think that show is very, solid, just rock solid quality. If you like The Boys, it's this again. I'm impressed with three things. Number one, a lot of the superpowers are invented. It is not like we've done a lot of superpowers in this universe already, so it's not like we're just doing those again. Like we've got a Magneto, and we have a Wonder Man, and we have I don't even know what Mary Moreau is, like what her analog is. I guess she's part Nico Minoru, just because like the self-harm thing, that was originally how she worked, although it's very different, and they've since gotten rid of that. But whatever her deal is, like she's fun. I guess she's like it's like a Venom. She has like tendrils, right? I don't know. Yeah, like, you know what? It's like Carnage. It's mostly, that's like kind of Carnage powers. But I think the most interesting one is Jordan. Female presentation is offense. Male presentation is defense, I guess. But I haven't seen that like fully, explained in like a wiki. So I'm just kind of working with what we've seen. However, all that being said, besides the fact that I think all the powers are cool, I think that's great. I also think that this show, again, just absolutely nails marketing and understanding how people would treat these characters in a universe like this. Like what it would be like going to college, what it would be like at like a memorial for someone famous and, that was like kind of a mentor to some of these characters. And how that would be treated in the Boysiverse. So like one thing I love about the first episode of Gen V is you're kind of getting introduced to all these buildings, and they're all named after supers that the boys have killed, or like Homelander or Soldier Boy killed. And it's funny seeing the aftermath of that, where like nobody, at least so far, has been like, I think Crimson Countess was like killed by Soldier Boy, and like I think he's connected to Homelander. Like these people just don't have time to think about that, and I think that's kind of fun. It is interesting that we don't have very much perspective on Homelander. Like nobody has got, like we've seen, I think in like news footage or something, that like Homelander's on trial maybe, but I'm surprised that Golden Boy is not like taking a strong stance one way or the other on Homelander. I do love that he's like kind of like Sunspot or Wonder Man. I think a power like that is fun, where it's not just you have superpowers, but it's your superpowers have a cool power signature. I think as like a way to differentiate some of these characters, some of these, superpowers. I think that's great. It's also great that they're still making YouTube videos. Like they made one about the death of Brinka. We are very sad about this. And like they put that on YouTube. They're just so good at this. Like if you have never watched it or listened to it, I guess, Audible, if you're an Audible subscriber, and maybe you don't even need to be for this, they put out a interview with the Deep on what is like an NPR kind of radio interview about the book and his life and stuff, with the Deep, his wife, and this actual person, not like actual person, but like in universe, like a serious person, and he's explaining the book and acting like an idiot. It is so funny. But like the fact that they put that out with the actual actor, and I assume wrote this whole thing, like it's not improv, it's like, and it's probably a little bit of that, but it's written. And like, the Ant-Man book comes out 6 months after the Ant-Man movie. It's like, man, Marvel, you got to hire some of those guys or whatever, because like they are crushing it. But I'll say, I like the show, episodes 1 through 3. I think they were good, and they got me hooked enough to keep watching. But episode 4 is the thing that really sold me, because third thing I love about the show is this Tech Knight character is fantastic. He is so weird and so funny. It's hard for me not to love a character like this when he has so much Justin Hammer in him. Like that alone is fun. The fact that he is this Batman Iron Man figure in this universe, and there's like little details we've kind of heard about him, like he's tortured and killed a bunch of villains, is very funny. The fact that he does the little Sherlock Holmes, like reading your, sweat and like comes up with stuff, is very funny. The way that he acts, the way he talks to the camera is great. And then obviously all the whole stuff is super funny. It's very stupid and juvenile, but it's also like, it's just kind of funny, because I don't think it's doing what the book was doing, where the idea was, because when this character happens in the book, like I said, it's an Iron Man Batman pastiche. They're like trying to solve a murder, so they have to check on him. And it turns out he was fired from being a superhero because he was a sex addict and he was doing all kinds of weird stuff. I think that's fine, But at that point, it was just like kind of a take on like, oh, what if Batman, was like all him and Robin, that relationship's pretty weird, right? What if it was as bad as you thought, right? So like that was the take there. Whereas he is just this really strange, like media figure pretty much who, yeah, like just loves the holes, donut holes, like the car stuff. It's great. It's so stupid. It's so funny. I guess I like how like this episode was framed very specifically as like it is the Tech Night episode where he shows up, he is the problem, he's interviewing all the kids, he's stirring the pot, and he's a problem for the faculty too. But like it wasn't just like, oh, here we're gonna go see another guy and do. It was very focused, and I think that's very smart. I hope he sticks around. I mean, I don't think he's gonna stick around that much, but I hope we see more of him. I was kind of hoping he would be like a new member of the Seven, because in the comics he is like a big player. He was on Payback and whatever the team was before that, so like he's on their Avengers. But yeah, I think that character is very funny, and I think whoever that actor is, who the actor's name was. Listen, Derek Wilson, just fantastic, really, really fun, really memorable character, and I'm excited for more of him in the future. He's always been the character that I kind of wanted to see too, because he could be, although it's unclear exactly what his deal is, a person on the Seven without superpowers. So like, how would Homelander and how would everyone treat him, and how would he treat them? It seems like he would be very critical of them, but also he seems like he's kind of an idiot and super easy to manipulate. So I don't know. I just love that character. He's great. Overall, I think Gen V is a very fun show. It's not for everybody, much like the boys stuff isn't for everybody. However, if you like the boys, it's pretty good. So, looking forward to more of that.